So in this video, I'm going to share with you how I built an AI booking bot for a client that qualifies his leads and books appointments for him via SMS, Facebook, as well as Instagram DMs. And you can see here's a message from my client saying, bro, the bot is on another level. And in the past, 30 days or so, we've actually been able to book 25 appointments, all with AI. And this client, up until this point, had an appointment setter that was following up with leads and trying to get them to book an appointment. And so now with the AI, this thing is not only qualifying the leads, disqualifying the leads, but also getting them to book an appointment. And these people are actually showing up. And so in this video, I'm going to share with you how I built this system and the process that I went through when it comes to designing a prompt. Now, the prompt is probably one of the most important things when building a bot. This is how the bot interacts with the leads, and you need to be able to design it properly. I'll also show you how you can get my prompt template totally for free so that you can start changing this for your business, or if you're an agency, how you can change this for your client's business to help them get more appointments. Now, before I get into the training, I'm going to show you step by step how to create the prompt, how to design the system, and set everything up like click by click. I just want to show you kind of in real life what this actually looks like, how it actually works, so we're just not in the theory of building a bot. So what I'm going to do here is message the system. So basically, here's my number that I'm texting, and this is messaging over to the AI system. Now, the AI system that I have plugged in right now is currently a template for my normal client, which is a motivated seller appointment booking bot. So we look for people who need to sell their properties for cash. And so you can see Jackie here is already responding instantly to my inquiry with my property address and asking if I'm still interested. Now, what's cool about this particular system that I built for this client is this is actually a totally different niche. So if you've watched the channel, you'll know that I'm pretty, rigid when it comes to sticking with my niche. But I really liked, what this client is doing with his business, the cause behind his business. And so I just felt called to work with this client and help him out. And I'm super proud to kind of report that it's working really well. It's helping his business, and ultimately with what he's doing for his business, it's helping the people that he's helping. And so I think it's super, super cool to be able to use these systems to help businesses like this. And so that's why I want to share this with you guys today, so you can grow your business or help your clients grow their business. So let me just quickly run you through the rest of the system and show you how it works. And then we'll get into the training and setting everything up. So you can see here, it is now asking me, am I the homeowner of the property, 123 ABC Street? Now, keep in mind, I'm going to show you how you can change all these questions for any business. So if you are a solar rep and you're talking to somebody who may be interested in solar, I can, show you real quick how you can change this question to ask if somebody is renting their property or owning the property, right? Because if they rent the property, they're not qualified to, make a decision on solar, right? And this applies to any business. So as long as your business makes more money from booking appointments and asking people questions, you'll be able to use this system today. So I'm going to just say yes, and it's going to move into the next qualifying question. And so I just have probably 4 to 5 questions in the template that I'm using right now. You can add more, you can add less. I also have some disqualifying questions like this one, right? And so I can actually show you this so that you see how the disqualifying question works. But if I go over here and I say yes, right? This is a question for my typical client, which would disqualify a lead in 9 out of 10 cases, because if somebody has their property listed with a real estate agent, then they are not going to be able to really help them in most of the cases. Sure, here and there you can, make something work, but for my, typical client, they're not looking for people who already have their properties listed, right? Similarly to a solar rep not looking for people that currently rent the property that they're in, right? That's not the target. Sure, could somebody rent a home and then maybe be buying in the next few months and then it turn into a deal? Yes, but the goal of our, marketing system is not to optimize around the non-ideal situation. So that's kind of where the AI comes in. So if I just say yes right here, right, which is saying my property is currently listed with an agent, which would be a disqualifying factor for this particular prompt, the system is not going to allow me to book an appointment. And so I'll show you how to set all this up. Had I said, no, this property is not listed, it would take me through the rest of the questions, right? And just to show you, since I can kind of, I built the system, I know how to kind of, jailbreak it, if you will. I can just say, actually, it's not listed. The listing agreement is canceled as of today, right? And so then it should just move me into the next question, just so you guys can see how dynamic these systems are and how they work. It should just move me into the next question and then, start the process of booking the appointment. So boom, thanks for the clarification. Are you open to exploring your options with an investor? So I'll just say yes. And then now it's going to give me a list of those times that I can book an appointment, with this business, right? And so another really cool thing here is that out of all these, appointments that have been booked, and there's actually more that were on a different calendar, and then we then switched it to this calendar. So there's been more than 25 appointments through this system. And, part of what's cool about it is all these appointments are being booked conversationally. So what that means is if you see here, it should ask me, okay, would you like to book a call? And so I'm going to say yes. And so then it's going to give me a list of times to book an appointment without having to go to a calendar link or fill out a survey or anything. You could almost imagine the survey is, through the chat right here, right? So this works really well because, some people don't want to go to a link or it just looks sketchy or whatever. It's just more natural. And so it's now asking me, when would I like to book a call? And I'm going to just say Monday, right? And then from here, it should just give me a list of times for Monday. And then I can just confirm and then it'll book. And you can shorten up all of these processes, right? You could ask less questions or more, but this is just the way the current template is designed. So this is now 8 a.m. that I'm just selecting, so I'm just going to type 8 a.m. And then from there, the appointment is actually going to get booked in the calendar, and then I'm going to show you guys how to actually build this and set this up for your own account. So there it is. Your appointment is booked for Monday, November 25th at 8 a.m. Looking forward to speaking with you then. And so if I go here into my other account, right, which is where this particular AI system is installed, if I go to the appointments here, you will see there's an appointment, confirmed on November 25th at 8 a.m., right? So there's two different systems. There's me kind of interacting as the lead, and then here's the other system where the bot exists. And then you can see there's the actual appointment. And then the other cool thing that you can do is once people book appointments, you can have automated reminders reminding them of the appointment and all that good stuff. So now that you understand how this actually works, if you're newer to my channel or newer to these types of bots, I'm going to share with you how to set this up for your business, or do something like me where I help other businesses with these types of systems so that they can grow their business, right? So maybe you can learn the skill and start offering it to friends that you have in business, or just if you're an existing agency, then you can add this into your offer or integrate it, right? So the setup part of this process. So 95% of your work and 95% of my work that I did for this particular client was done on a simple Google Doc, just like I'm showing you here. So people probably think that I'm building some advanced coding bot where I'm writing all this code and programming all this stuff, but 95% of what I did was just on a piece of paper, right? And this is the process that I went through, and this is the template you can follow as well. So number one is to identify our business, right? So what your business is, or what the business is that you're helping if you're an agency, right? And so I'm going to stick with my traditional type of client because that's the system that I have the most experience with. But like I said, this is totally universal. So because I work with real estate investors and I help these investors generate motivated seller leads, this is basically what the bot is based around, right? So investors get on the phone with motivated sellers and they basically need to see, right, these qualifying questions. Like they ask them these questions. So is the lead a homeowner, right, that you have that has a property that they need to sell or the right to sell it, right? And is the property listed, or are they open to having a conversation with an investor, right? These are the questions that traditionally would be asked in person or over the phone by a human. And now we're at the point where these questions can easily be answered via text message with AI, right? So identify the business and then create our qualifying questions. So for you, you have to think of what those questions are that are important to your business before having a conversation with somebody, to where if you did have 100 conversations a month with these specific type of people, you would have more customers. That's really the type of questions you want to come up with, is what if these people answered these in this certain way would guarantee me almost more sales, right? So we need to create our qualifying questions. So you can just model my 4 right here and keep them super, super simple, right? And then step 3 would be to create our disqualifying criteria, right? So the opposite of the qualifying questions can also serve as the disqualifying criteria. So you can see here I've added a few extra ones, like the lead filled out the form by accident, the lead is not a homeowner, the lead is not interested, right? So these are just kind of some accidental or just totally bad fit leads that I've added in. And I recommend, if this is your first bot that you're building, I wouldn't add in any sort of disqualifying criteria, because if you don't have, unless you have enough volume where you're getting, quite a bit of appointments, and your problem is actually quality appointments, then you could add these in. But if you're like not having too many calls already per week, I wouldn't disqualify people because, if you're only getting 1 or 5 calls a week, there's not really a point of disqualifying people until you get the volume of your calls up. That's my personal, based on my expertise. So that's up to you. And you can see here that because for our clients, right, they're getting 30 to 40 leads per month, and they're staying consistently with running ads. We always know that we're going to get new leads. So for us, the volume is not really a challenge or a problem. So we do have these disqualifying criteria because, if somebody filled it out by accident, they're not a homeowner, they're not interested, the property's already listed, they don't really want to talk, we're not going to like chase them down and try to turn them into a lead. Whereas if you're, building up volume and traffic, you may, try to maximize every lead, right? So like I said, 95% of this is all done right here just on a simple piece of paper. I'm not, going and writing some code or building some complex automation, right? Keep it right here, okay? Now we have to actually create our prompt, okay? And so I'm not going to go through reading this entire thing. You can just see, what the prompt is right here. But this is the format that you would follow, okay? So, you can basically just use this format and just swap out these elements with whatever is unique to your business, or whatever things you want to add in. Now, what I would say is keep your prompt, keep the prompt framework that I have, keep it pretty close to this. I wouldn't go and, try and change anything. If anything, you could delete some of it, like if you want to make it a little bit more condensed. But I found this is like a sweet spot for the prompt, right? It has enough information and context where like it knows who it is, it knows who they're talking to. It has a main objective of getting these questions answered. We don't want it to be pushy, we want it to be friendly, and then we just have a few different criteria that we have to not allow people to book an appointment. So it's fairly simple, but it has just enough to where it's not like it doesn't know what it's doing at all, and it's super general. So you want it to be specific, in my experience. So you can use this and basically model this for yourself as well, okay? Now that we've done and I've kind of taken you through the main things that you need to do just on a piece of paper, now we got to get into the technicalities of setting this type of system up, okay? So now we're going to go into GoHighLevel. So this is the software that I use to build these systems. And if you use my link to start a trial, it's a totally free trial, you'll actually get access to this system that I'm going to show you how to build right here. And you can just install it into your account and copy paste this prompt and swap it out. So that's totally free if you want to check that out down below. That's going to be the tool that I'm using right here to build this. And I've been using this tool for over 5 years, helping businesses, get leads, get appointments, and make money with lead generation, Facebook ad lead generation, and these AI systems. So I'm super, super familiar with it. So I'm going to show you how to use it right here. So the first step, once you actually get into your trial account, you can use my link, like I said, or you can just go directly to GoHighLevel. It's totally up to you. But you would get access to an account like this, right? And so when you have your account like this, the first step that we need to do is go to our settings. And then we're going to go to our calendars right here. And this is where we're going to create our availability for this bot, right? Once we do this stuff, then it's just going to be copying and pasting of the prompt. There's really not a whole lot of stuff you have to do. GoHighLevel makes it super easy to set this type of stuff up. So we're going to just go over here to create calendar. And then we're just going to choose personal booking. So this is just one-on-one meetings with a specific person in your business and a customer, right? Or a lead. And so I'll just call this AI booking bot calendar, and then it's November 22nd. So I'll just put that there. And then I don't need to select a team member because I'm the only one on this account. And then I'll just call this AI booking bot 1122. Okay. So this is just a URL where somebody could book an appointment if you did want to send them a link, but we won't be using a link because we'll be using the bot. Okay. Then here you just have all your standard, meeting duration. So if you want the appointment to be 30 minutes or an hour, whatever it is, I'm just going to leave it at 30 because it doesn't really matter for this example. This is just to show you how to set this up. So you would set up how long the meeting is and then when your availability is as well. So if I wanted to be available 7 days a week from, let's just say 7 a.m. to 6 p.m., I would just confirm that. And then, I do have to select someone. So I'm going to just choose myself and then click confirm. And then there you go, right? And so now I actually have access to this calendar link. So you can use this outside of the AI booking bot. So if somebody wants to book an appointment with you and you don't have a calendar system like Calendly or something like that, this does include that as well. So somebody can, book an appointment with you just via the link. But obviously we want to use the AI booking bot function. That's just to show you that this is included as well. Okay. So now we've made our calendar. All right. Now here's the most advanced part of this, system setup, which really isn't too much. And this is where we're going to create our automation or our AI. And so when you go back into your account here, you will see this tab here called automation, right? And so if we click on automation, yours will be blank here. And so you won't have to worry about, seeing all these different things, but we're just going to click on create workflow and we're going to click start from scratch. And so what we're going to do is just click on this blue button here, click got it. And then now we're going to, name the workflow. So I can just call this AI booking bot, and then I'll just do 1122 because I already have some others in here. So this is my test demo account where I kind of build stuff. And so there's a bunch of stuff in here for my actual businesses and accounts that I have for clients. They're very clean, minimal. This is just where I have all the stuff that I test out. Okay. So I want to just name this so I know which one it is when we, finalize the setup. So now we're inside of this, automation part of the software, right? And so just follow along. It may be new for you, but it's super simple to do this. So the first, thing that we need to do is build what's called a trigger. So the trigger is what initiates the bot to start. And so if you take a look here at me sending a message over to the bot, that's basically what triggered the system, right? So how do we create that? So the way that we create that in GoHighLevel is we click on add new trigger, and we type in customer replied. And so this tells us, hey, if somebody replies to us, then we want this to happen. So we haven't built the this part, the action, but we now can select this trigger. So when somebody replies, right, now we can start this system off, okay? And so we're going to click customer replied, and we're going to click add filters. And now we are going to choose reply channel, and I'm going to choose SMS. Okay, now we have all these other channels that we can create this system for. Like I said, currently it works for Facebook Messenger and Instagram DM. And there's other ways you can do these other channels, but that's, outside the scope of this video. So I'm just going to choose SMS, right? And I'm going to click save. And so we've done step one of this system, and we're pretty much almost done. We just have to add this bot in, right? And so like I said, HighLevel makes this super easy, because if you take a look here, we have our customer replied, so that's half the system. Now, how do we trigger the bot, right? So we're going to click on plus, and we just type in AI, and you're going to see kind of a bunch of different actions, but you're going to choose this one right here called appointment booking conversation AI bot. So it's kind of a mouthful, but that's the one you choose. So you click on that, and then now we're going to have to select our calendar, right? So our calendar is linked to what we just previously created. So remember, I created this one right here. So we just click on that, and now the availability from that live calendar is now going to be programmed into the AI bot. So when a customer asks when you're available, or when they can book an appointment, it's going to choose based on that availability. So we're just going to click that one right here. And now here is where the prompt comes into play. So remember, I told you that, in this particular prompt, right, this is for a specific type of business, but this is basically how the system behaves, right? So this is the questions that it asks. This is when it allows people to book an appointment or not book an appointment. So this is basically the brain of the AI. And so what we'll do here is, for the personality, you can just type in the name of the actual bot. So I just call mine Jackie, and I just do something like that. Now, the reason that I do this here is because the way this system is designed, the majority of the behavior is going to be based on the instructions. And so we don't want to overload the personality with much, because the instructions are what drives the behavior of the system. So really, we don't need it to have any sort of personality, because the prompt itself already has the personality itself, right? At most, if you'd like to add like you are friendly, or you are super professional, or you are witty or funny, or whatever it is, you could add some of that here, but this really shouldn't be more than a few sentences here. So I like to keep mine super simple like that. And then for the main part of the system, we're just going to copy this entirely right here. And then we're just going to delete this. So that's just a template that GoHighLevel provides, and we just paste it right here. Okay. And then now for you, you can fill this in with, the actual information of your system. So this is going to pull the contact's name from when they're inside of your GoHighLevel account as a lead. So if my name's John and I'm a lead, it's going to pull that from my contact, right? So you don't have to change this, but if you want to change this to, the name of your system, you can put that there, and then your company name, and I can do ABC cash offers, right? And then I've been assigned to schedule you for a quick call so we can finalize your offer, and then the address of the property. So I'll just do 234 Banana Street so that when we test it, you guys can see this is a different system here. But this will ideally be pulled from the contact's record. So you can actually pull the contact or data from any of the contact that is saved in the system. So if you have the contact's birthday or the source where you got the lead, if you wanted to integrate that into the prompt and what the bot knows about the contact, you can simply map this, any of these fields, and it'll pull into here. But since I don't want to create a new contact and have to fill out the address and all that stuff, I'm just going to type it in directly, right? And then you can see here, this is just the rest of the prompt, and we're basically good to go. Now, I do want to show you, right, how I can simply change this so you can see that this is a different system than the one that we just previously tested. So I can just say, for example, are you a homeowner with a property you need to sell? So let's just add this question in so you can see that it has it's a totally different bot just off one question. So I can say, what is your asking price for your property? And then I can say, when do you need to sell your property? Right? And so I can just delete these, right? And just show you, because I don't want to add more questions, how this alone, right, will change the behavior of the bot. And so you can do the same thing for your business, right? And then lastly, I think here, this is the only other field to enter. So, if I want to put myself as the business owner and say, talk to Quinn or talk to John or whatever, I can just say that right here so that the bot says, hey, if you want to talk to John, then book a call, right? And so we're pretty much done here. That's the majority of the system. Then the last few settings, I'll just kind of tell you what to do here. So I recommend maxing this out. This is a setting that basically how many messages can we send, between the bot and the lead before the system just kind of shuts off. So I max it out at 25 since that's the maximum here. And then I would just leave these timeout values at 24 hours here. And then lastly, we're going to have the channel. So where are we sending this message to the contact? We're going to choose SMS because this is, you can see here we have our trigger for SMS, and so we want this system to work for SMS. Now, I'll quickly show you once we test this thing out so you can see that it's working, how we can quickly duplicate this for Facebook as well as Instagram, okay? So we just click publish, save, and then there we go. Now, when we double check these settings, I'll just kind of tell you, what settings you need to have just to make sure. So you want to make sure that you have the allow reentry on if you want people to be able to communicate with your bot multiple times after timing out. So what that means is, as you saw here, there are 25 messages before the bot basically goes to sleep, right? And they leave the workflow. And so if somebody that does happen to somebody, right, and they never did book an appointment, maybe you have a follow-up campaign that messages them, let's just say, a week later, and they respond. Now, if you don't have this setting turned on, then that contact can't go through this workflow, because you could almost imagine this workflow just saying, allow the contact to go through the workflow more than once. That's really what this is, right? So you can decide here if you want this turned on or off. But if you do have this turned off and somebody re-engages later, they will not, go through this particular workflow, okay? So now this thing is basically ready to go. And I'm just going to turn off the other one, which was the one that we tested together, so you guys can see it working. Then I'll show you how to set this up for Facebook and Instagram. So I'm going to click on draft workflow on this one right here, which was the previous one. And then now I can message this system here so that we can see how this one works. So let me delete these contacts here so that this lead that I was already testing with since it already booked an appointment, it wouldn't allow that contact to go through it again if the contact has booked an appointment. So now that that's cleared, I'm going to message this again. And basically the main thing that we should be looking for is, you could see here that it asked me if I'm the homeowner, and now I think we just asked right away for the asking price, right? So you can see how this will change for your business just based on, one particular question, right? So I'm going to say hello, and it should respond here just pretty quickly since I deleted myself as a contact, so we should be good to go. Let's see, there we go. Okay, so I've been assigned to schedule you for a quick call. Are you interested? So I can say yes. And you can see here it already changed the address. Like I said, you're going to want to map actual fields from the contact so that it's accurate. I just put that in so I didn't have to fill all that out in the contact setting, right? And boom, there you go. Great. To get started, what's your asking price for your property? So I'm going to just say 500K. And then the next question it should ask me is what or when do I need to sell by, right? And so you can see it's already totally different than what we showed here just by changing those questions. So you can use my link, like I said, to get a trial. And you can access, access this prompt template so you can test it out for yourself, right? And so when do you need to sell your property? And I can just say I'll just say in 30 days, right? And then there you go, right? You guys get the point. So that one is working. So now let me show you how to do this for Facebook and Instagram, okay? So when we go back into the automation here, we can click on this particular one that we created, which is, for SMS currently. And so all I have to do is click on this and click on duplicate. So this is just going to duplicate, and I'll just put this one as Facebook so we know it's for Facebook. And we can see how simple it is to set this up for Facebook. So we're going to do the same thing, except we don't have to mess with the prompt and all that. We're just going to change this out. So instead of reply channel being SMS, we're going to do Facebook Messenger. Save. Boom. We're already 95% done. Then we go down here, we leave the same calendar, and then instead of SMS, we do Facebook. Boom. That's it. That's all you need to do for setting this up for Facebook. I'll show you how to connect your page, but now this is a live bot that will work on Facebook. Same thing. You want to do this for Instagram, click on this, click duplicate, delete this, do IG, create, and there you go. Boom. So same thing, trigger, do IG, Instagram DM, save, go here, and then go down, and then go to Instagram, publish, save. Same exact thing. So now we have a bot on 3 channels, the SMS, Facebook, and Instagram. It's all the same prompt. It's all through one system. It's all, it's all going to behave the same way. Everything's ready to go. Now, the quick, thing to mention here for the Facebook and IG is you do need to link your Facebook page and your IG so it can pull the messages in and the bot can work. So all you do is you go to your settings and you go to your integrations. So you'll go down here and then you will see you won't see this connected. It'll just say connect. And then you'll choose your Facebook page and you'll choose your Instagram. And then you just need to make sure that these are turned on. I don't have my Instagram connected because I don't have an Instagram for that page, but you just have, it would show this toggle just like it does for Facebook for Instagram, and then you would be able to turn it on. And then all you have to do is message the page you have linked from another Instagram or have your friend, do it or whatever and test it, and it'll start working. As long as you can message from another page, you can test it, and then all of your conversations will show up right in here, and you'll see the SMS, you'll see the Facebook, and you'll see the IG working. So wanted to share this with you guys. I hope it helps, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.